Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening, and I hope you enjoyed our 12 days of yoga and you managed to do a few of them over the break, and here we are on the 9th of January ready to hit into the new year with gusto. So our theme today is gratitude, because I think it's lovely to start off the week with a little bit of gratitude in our hearts. As always, throughout the practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. So we'll start our practice today lying down. Making yourself nice and comfortable on your mat as you just let go of your day and everything that's going on in your world. Bring yourself to the mat, slowing down. And here on the mat, you have no roles, no responsibilities, nothing to do but spend this time connecting your mind with your body through your breath. And as you lie here, just begin to bring stillness to your body, conscious stillness, stillness to your feet and your legs, to your glutes and the whole back of your body, stillness to your shoulder blades and shoulders, your hands and your arms, your head, and that point between your eyebrows. And in this stillness, just begin to observe yourself breathing, noticing how your body moves with each breath, noticing the rise and fall of your belly, and noticing how your breath travels through your body as you begin to control it. Inhaling through your nose, filling your belly, pausing, and then exhaling through your nose. And taking 3 breaths like this as you just observe your body moving with your breath. When you're ready, bending your knees, let your feet come onto the mat about shoulder width apart. Feeling how that movement then changes the interaction of the back of your body with the mat. And once again, bringing stillness to the body. Letting the attention go to the breath. And this time observing how the back of your rib cage and body interacts with the mat as you breathe, Taking 3 breaths here. And on your next inhale, draw your arms all the way over your head to the floor behind you. And exhaling, bringing them back down by your sides. Repeating it again. Synchronizing with your breath. And one more time. And then hugging those knees into the chest, let's just take some ankle rolls. Doing nice big circles with your feet. First in one direction, and then take it in the other direction. And when you're ready, coming to stillness, keeping the knees bent, let the hands come down by the sides, and we're going to start to pedal with those legs. Nice big circles, like we're riding a big bicycle. And keeping this pedaling going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging the knees into the chest again. And let the feet come down onto the mat. And let the knees fall over to the left. Bringing your arms into a T and your gaze to the right. And then taking that over to the other side. Letting the right knee come fully in contact with the floor, and the left knee as close as possible. And coming back to the center, bring the arms down by the side, and with the right leg crossing it over the left thigh, flexing that right foot and lifting the left leg up. So you've got both feet flexed, clasping behind the thigh. Just drawing that left knee inwards to feel an extra stretch on the outside of the right leg. Softening the shoulders, deepening the stretch. Taking 3 more breaths here. As you breathe, just zone in on any points of tension and release them out, especially your jaw, your shoulders, softening them. And then let's raise that left leg up so the foot is looking at the ceiling, and cross this right leg on over. So you've got one knee over the right knee over the left knee. And again, if you like, you can hold on to the back of that left leg. Just taking a few more breaths here. Trying to have this right foot at a right angle if you can. One more breath here. And then bending the left knee, let the foot come down onto the mat. Holding on to the right foot with the right hand, draw the leg up. Taking it nice and slowly, just to allow the stretch happen now into the hamstrings. So bending that knee as much as it needs to be bent. If you can't reach your foot, that's fine. Hold on to the back of your calf. One more breath here. And then taking hold of that foot with the left hand, just drawing the leg across so the foot comes on to the floor. If it can. Work with the body in what it's willing to do. One more breath. And coming back to the center. Once again, crossing the right knee over the left knee, lifting both legs up, and if you could hold on to the outside edge of both feet, do. Again, if this is a challenge, hold on to the calves or the thighs. So working with your body all of the time, just helping it to ease out a millimeter at a time. 3 more breaths here. And releasing the feet. Let them come down onto the mat as we take that to the other side. So now we're crossing the left leg over the right thigh, lifting up that right foot as you hold on to the back of that thigh. Softening the shoulders, releasing the jaw. And then focusing on your breath. And when you're ready, straightening that right foot so it's looking up at the ceiling, and then crossing this left leg on across so your left knee now is over your right leg. And again, holding on to the back of that thigh if you can, keeping that left foot as much as possible at a right angle. Two more breaths here. And then when you're ready, let the right foot come down onto the mat, holding on to the toes of that left foot with your left hand. Raise the leg up, allowing it to stretch as much as is comfortable for you today. One more breath here. And then switching hands, so your right hand is on that left foot or thigh and drawing the leg across to the right side. So you're almost on your side here. One more breath. And then drawing back to the center. Again, raising up that right leg, cross the left leg over it. So this time your left knee is in front. And then holding on to the outside edge of both feet, if you can, or your calves or thighs. One more breath here. And releasing the feet down. Let both feet come onto the mat. Rolling over onto your side and coming up to sit with your left leg, left shin parallel to the short side of the mat, and your right shin parallel to the long side. And let's take a little stretch of the front of the body. So just letting the body look towards the kind of back of the mat as you open out the whole front of your body. Two more breaths here. And coming back to center. With both legs out long, let's just take this right foot and cross it over the left leg, bringing it as far over as you can. So again, having this right knee over that left knee as you sit up nice and tall now. Thinking about your ears over your shoulders, shoulders over hips, having both feet flexed. Two more breaths here. And then let's draw this left leg back so that both of our feet are now parallel and or in a straight line with each other, and one knee over the other. Sitting up tall. Then let's take the right arm and draw it behind the back. So it's between your shoulder blades, if it will reach there. If you have difficulty reaching there, then encourage it with your left hand. If you're finding that all right to do, bring the left hand behind and let them clasp each other or point towards each other. Sitting up nice and tall here, this cow face pose is just so good for your posture. It really helps to bring that straightness to the spine. Two more breaths. And releasing the arms, releasing the legs, shake them from side to side for a moment. And let's take that in the opposite direction. So the right leg, first of all, the shin facing that long side, bringing that left leg back. So this shin is on the long side and taking the little twist to open out the front of the body. Two more breaths here. And coming back to the center with your right leg this time out long and the left leg across it. So that left knee over the right knee, sitting up tall, focusing on your own alignment. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, finding that length in the spine. Equal weight on both seat bones. Finding space through your body. 2 more breaths here. And then let's bend this right leg. And again, having the 2 of them in a straight line with each other. You're going to be a little lighter now on the left side, but still keep that connection with the mat. As you sit up tall, find your straightness, and then drawing that left hand between your shoulders and the right hand up to meet it, or encouraging it to go a little deeper. Sitting up tall. Two more breaths. And releasing the hands, releasing the legs, let them just ease out for a moment. And then from here, swinging around and bringing yourself up to stand at the top of your mat. Standing with the feet hip width apart, let's just come into a forward fold. So thinking about the legs, just hinging at the hips, and as you come forward, bend your knees, let your lower rib cage come in contact with your thighs, and then you can begin to straighten out the legs just as much as they are able to do, while still keeping that contact with the lower rib cage. Remembering to listen to your body, work with it. And let's see how deep we can get into this forward fold. Inhale, feel the spine lengthen. And as you exhale, soften into the pose, seeing can you get a little bit closer to those legs. And one more breath here. Bending the knees, coming all the way up to stand, bringing those hands into prayer, standing up tall, being aware of your alignment, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And let's run through a couple of sun salutes on each side to really get the body nice and mobile and moving. So bringing those arms up, palms together over the head, raise the gaze and take a breath. And sweeping forward into a forward fold, noticing your feet as you come down, that they're still pointing forward in a straight line, and our hip width apart. Forward fold. Coming up to halfway, lengthening the spine, keeping the gaze on the mat. Shoulders nicely positioned so there's no roundness in the back. It's a nice straight line. And forward fold again. let's step this right leg back to come into your low lunge. Listening to your body here as to how far back you put this right leg. So if you're feeling like you want to push the body a little bit more, push that right knee back a little bit further. If it's a bit tight and things are a bit tight today, you can bring that knee a little bit closer. So working with the body, keeping this left knee over the left ankle, raise the arms up past the ears. One more breath here. And then bringing the hands down either side of the foot, lining up those fingers so the index fingers are parallel with each other, opening the hands out nice and wide as you step back into your plank. Shoulders over wrists, softness in the elbows. Engaging that core. 2 more breaths here. And then coming down on your knees, feet, keeping the elbows in as you let the chest come down and then the belly. And from here, with your hands either side of your chest, lightly on the mat, draw the forehead and chest away from the mat. Let's take a breath in this position. And then push up from here through your tabletop, adjusting your hands a little bit if you need to, curling those toes, making your way up into your downward dog nice and slowly. So pedaling your way in, because it can be a big stretch for those calves. And making your way to your point of stillness. Letting your gaze go towards your belly button, pushing the hips back towards the back of the mat. 2 more breaths here. And stretching that right leg out behind you. Step it through. Low lunge. And once again, framing the foot to step up into your forward fold. Remaining here for a breath. And bending the knees, coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze. And sweeping into your forward fold. Halfway lift. And once again, folding. And then stepping that left leg back again, working with your body as to how much you challenge yourself in this pose. And let's flow it through to our plank. Staying in the plank for 3 breaths. And let's come down on the knees and feet, chest and belly, and draw that forehead and chest away. pushing on up through your tabletop to your downward dog. Two more breaths. Now let's stretch that left leg out behind you and step through low lunge. And framing the foot, stepping that right foot up to meet the left, forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up, bringing those hands down together in prayer. Good. From here, just turning this left foot to a right angle to your right foot, and we're going to come into our tree pose. So shifting the weight into that right foot, let's lift up this left foot to your calf or your thigh, whichever works for you today, or doesn't work in my case. Find your position, find your stillness, find your gaze point, and then relax into the pose. One more breath. And releasing the foot. Good. I hope you managed to be more balanced than me today. Let's take it to the other side. So switching over, turning that right foot at a right angle to the left and raising the foot up onto the calf or the thigh. Find your point of balance. Soften the gaze. Keeping that knee at a right angle. Engaging the core, drawing up the pelvic floor. Belly button in and up. One more breath. And then bringing the foot down onto the mat, and once again bringing back that balance so you've got equal weight on both feet. And from here, stepping out to the side, to the long side of the mat, having the toes pointing towards the front, feet about 2 hip widths apart, or more, 3 hip widths apart. And from here, let's come down into a squat. So lowering the body down, keeping those knees as much as possible, keeping them back behind the toes. So we don't want to be bringing them right in front of the toes, keep them back a little bit. Hands in prayer, engage the core. Taking 2 more breaths here. And coming back up to stand, swiveling on this right foot. So it's facing the top of the mat. With this left foot, step it across so they are hip width apart. Bending this right knee so it's over the right ankle. And again, lining up the body, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Square up those hips, feeling that on the back leg. See, can you get a little bit of extra weight into the outside edge of that back foot as you raise the arms up into your warrior one. Let's take 3 breaths here, remembering with each exhale, drawing up that pelvic floor, belly button in and up. Good, and then raising the gaze here for another 3 breaths. Keeping a softness in the shoulders. And then from here, coming forward, hinging at the hips, let the hands come down onto the mat. Keeping that left hand on the mat, raise the right hand up, follow it with your gaze. If that's not available to you, you can be on your fingertips or indeed let your hand rest on this right thigh if that's more comfortable. One more breath here. And then drawing that right hand down from here, let's step back into our plank for 3 breaths. And coming down on your knees, feet, chest and belly, through to your back bend. And pushing on up into your downward dog. And then walking those feet up to meet the hands. Coming up to stand. And once again, let's take it to the long side of the mat. Coming down into your squat. Hands in prayer, feet pointing to the front. Keeping those knees as much as possible over the ankles, sinking down. One more breath. And coming all the way up to stand, this time taking it to the back of the mat. So this left leg is in front. Ooh, squeaky mat. Right leg behind. Keeping this left knee over the left ankle. If you're a bit wobbly, widen the stance. Square up the hips, a little bit of weight in the outside edge of that back foot. As you draw the arms up, engage the core, release the shoulders, taking 3 breaths here. Raising the gaze. Again, holding the pose. Allowing the muscles to really stretch out or engage depending on what's required of them. And then looking to the front once again, let's hinge at the hips as we come forward, bringing those hands down onto the mat. And drawing that left hand up as you follow it with your gaze. Keeping this front knee bent. Two more breaths here. And bringing the hand back down as we step it back into our plank once more. And coming down on your knees, feet, chest and belly. Draw up to your back bend for a breath. And then pushing on up through your downward dog. And walking those hands back to meet the feet. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up to stand. Bring the hands into prayer. And if you're facing the wrong way on the mat, turn around. From here, bringing those toes together. Heels a little bit apart. Hands into prayer. Let's come down into our chair. So bending those hips, bending the knees, but keeping those knees behind the toes. And in this chair pose, let's bring the right hand into the center of the body with the left hand wrapping it around to wherever it will go. So it's fine if it just goes to here with the backs of the hands looking at each other, that's fine. If the palms of the hands can touch, great. Raise the elbows up. Draw the palms away from the forehead. One more breath here. And release the hands, keeping the chair pose. Let's bring it to the other side with the arms. Left hand into the center, right hand underneath it. Elbows away. Hands away. One more breath. And release the hands, coming up to stand. Draw those arms up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweep forward. Forward fold. And halfway lift. Forward fold once again. And stepping the right leg back for your low lunge. Through to a plank, just for one breath. And come down on your knees, feet, chest and belly, into your back bend for a breath. Pushing on up into your downward dog. One more breath here. Stretching the right leg back as you step it through for your low lunge on this side. And up to your forward fold. Coming all the way up to stand, palms together. Sweeping forward. And halfway lift. Through to your forward fold once again. Let's step that left leg back. Low lunge. Flowing into that plank for a breath. And then down onto your mat and into your back bend. push through to your downward dog. And stretching that left leg out behind you. Step it through. Low lunge. And forward fold. Through to standing tall, bringing those hands into prayer at your chest. Take a breath. And folding here. Once more. This time making your way down onto your mat, all the way down to come onto your back with your knees bent. And hugging those knees into the chest, take a little movement. And once again, letting those feet come down onto the mat. We're going to lift up into our bridge. So nice and slowly peeling that spine away from the mat as you raise up. Taking 3 breaths here. And lowering down, take a breath. And once again, lifting up into your bridge, this time raising the right leg up as we take 3 breaths here. And then letting that right leg come down, lowering yourself down onto the mat once more. Take a breath. And once more, lifting up into your bridge, this time raising the left leg up for 3 breaths. And then lowering the left leg down, lowering the body down and hugging those knees into the chest as you take a little bit of movement here. And then when you're ready, coming to stillness and let the feet come down onto the mat. And the legs come out long. With your arms down by your sides, palms facing upwards. As we take our final resting pose and meditation. And thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'd love to see you back here with us again on Wednesday for our short practice. And don't forget to let us know every time you complete a practice for our January challenge of 4 practices across the month. But now it's time for you to completely relax, release, let go, and think of that gratitude that you placed in your heart. Letting go your toes, the soles of your feet, letting go the tops of your feet, your heels and ankles, your calves, shins. Letting go the tops of your knees and the backs of your knees, tops of your thighs and the backs of your thighs. Letting go your glutes and your pelvis, the whole back of your body, your shoulder blades, the whole front of your body, chest and shoulders. Letting go your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, backs of your hands, palms of your hands, and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And taking a moment here to consider all that you have to be grateful for today, including yourself, your body, your mind, your breath, all that's good in your life, all those people that you have around you that you're grateful to have. Everything that's working for you. Just feeling the gratitude you have for that. And let your attention go to your breath as you inhale through your nose into your belly, pause, and then exhale. Keeping your focus on your breath, feeling yourself connect with your inner self. And imagining you're in your favorite place. Spend a little time here.